What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee, man. It's your boys AJ and Austin here. Also, what you need to learn right now, before we even dive into the episode, I'm never gonna call Austin Austin. That boy name is Turner. So y'all can refer to the boy as Turner as well. Uh I go by AJ, I go by Ruck, whatever it is that you want to call me, man. But episode 2, Straight Up Tennessee, man. We're diving into Ball State, all things Tennessee, Ball State. 7 p.m. kickoff Thursday night, September 1st. Man, it feels like it's been the longest wait for Tennessee football, bro. Like, we talk about it every single day for the last, I feel like, we didn't really talk about it till about June. But since June, like, we've been waiting for this day, bro.
I just think there's a lot of hype going into this season. It's like I told you, man. Like I've went to every orange and white game since I can remember because it's free. You can go watch the team, see whatever. Ain't no orange and white game this year, bro. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what to expect. Like you know what I mean?
right.
The hype is here.
Yeah, Coach Heupel and the boys, man. I'm just ready to. I'm ready to be in Neyland Stadium Thursday night, and I'm ready to sit there. First of all, my seats are right beside the new party deck. I can't wait to go to my like this. Boom! Look at the new party deck, the new screens. Hopefully, they got a PA over there. I hope it's rocking in there. I know it's just Ball State. I hear me say this. I know it's Ball State. I get it, but bruh, it's something about Neyland, bruh. It don't
It's
matter if
electric,
it's
bro.
it don't matter if it's 85,000. It's still up. So Ball State, man. Let's just talk a little bit about Ball State. We're not even going to necessarily dive into Tennessee currently. We'll get to us and some expectations that we want to see. But Ball State is led by head coach Mike New, 7th year there. He has a pretty pathetic record at 28-41. Um, Last year specifically, they went 6-7. And they went 4-4 in their conference. They lost in the bowl game to Georgia State, which we know a little bit about Georgia State, don't we?
I also
Yeah.
read, I also read today they came out. They interviewed Ball State's head coach, and
What's he
he
saying?
came. They were just asking questions. They've been to the bowl game twice in the past 2 years. The past 2 years they've been to a bowl game. If they make it this year, it'll be the third time or the first time in school history that that's ever happened. Back
That
to
they've
back to
made
back.
it 3 years?
Yeah.
Got you. Um, well, I mean, looking at this, let's just talk a little bit about Ball State's offense. Um, Looks like starting quarterback is possibly going to be John Paddock. He's been there for a few years. He's been in the system long enough. He's getting the ball down the field, from what I understand. They have a nice little running back called Jay Sean. His name is Jay Sean Jackson. And then they've got a big running back named Johans Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Said that it's pretty much a lightning and thunder type compact, or lightning and thunder type combination in the backfield. Um, I mean, I can we can talk analytics and stuff. It's Ball State, bro. Like I mean, okay, let me tell you about this. They said the defense was okay. Um, but our defense was also okay in 2021. But it also mentions that their defense allowed 243 yards a game. It says that their best pass rusher is back. His name is Tavion Woodward. He had 5 sacks total, 8.5 tackles for loss, and I mean that's really good. I mean that's
That's not
great
bad.
for Ball State and where they are. But from what I understand, their defensive backs are terrible. Hendon Hooker, Cedric Tillman, Bru McCoy, Walker Merrill, the Water Boy. We should have a field day on these joints, bro. So,
I mean,
I mean, it's Ball
we're
State.
we're a 33 and a half point favorite. I mean, I told you earlier, I think we should go in there and take care of business. I want to
Facts.
see some of these young kids play.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Some things you can expect from Ball State, specifically, are the things I just said. I mean, they've got their top pass rusher back in Woodward, a 1-2 punch in the backfield with lightning and thunder type vibes. Kind of gives me Lindell White and CJ2K vibes when they played with the Titans. Them was them
Yeah.
boys. But again, I'm gonna say it again, y'all. It's Ball State, and so Tennessee is Tennessee, and if Tennessee is indeed Tennessee, we come out and handle business. And so, I mean, what do we expect from Tennessee, right? I mean, we can sit here and talk all things like coaching and all things system and all things offense and all things defense, but turn like from your point of view, what are you most expecting from Tennessee? Like you leave Neyland Stadium on Thursday night and you're walking away and you're talking to your wife, walking back to the car. Shoot, I'll be walking back to the car with you. Like, what are the things that we're talking about?
Honestly, man, I think development, like, you know, like just how these guys from last year have developed through this coaching staff. I mean, you can see it in practice videos. I mean, Tillman like cut up. I mean, look at Jabari, 215, right? I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, you got Jalen Wright, he's over 200 now. I mean, they look the part, and the coaching staff has done great in the offseason preparing these guys for SEC football. And man, when it comes down to it, I just want to go into Neyland Stadium, walk out of there saying, this is the Tennessee football I remember, and this is the Tennessee football I know. Go
Yeah,
in there,
yeah,
take care of business. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I think for me, my expectations, I try to walk into every season without expectations, but as it gets closer, like you just can't like it doesn't happen. You hear all the analysts. I mean, you hear Greg McElroy saying, man, like Tennessee is gonna be the second best team in the SEC. You hear Josh Pate and all of these dudes from On Three and VolQuest and Roman Harper saying Tennessee is going 10-2. Like it's like you hear these things and you try as a fan, like that's what we are. We like, there's no like you want to believe them. And let me tell y'all this right now. Me and Austin Turner, we're gonna talk about our predictions, like of what will be. Like, I know we're talking Ball State specifically, but at the end of this, we'll talk predictions and we'll talk like, hey, realistically, where does Tennessee land this year, record wise? And y'all, I'm gonna just tell you this right now. What we say at the end does not depict how we actually feel. Man, we think Tennessee going undefeated. Like that's just who we are, right? Like
Oh,
we
I'm
think
going.
that
I call AJ every year Alabama game. Hey, bro, we got it this year. It's happening. I got that feeling.
Every
You
game,
know,
bro. Every year, bro. It doesn't stop. And so, I mean, going back to the expectations, everybody puts this label, and now everybody knows that Tennessee is electric offensively. We know that, y'all. I mean, point blank, period. We've got we have the second best quarterback in the SEC in Hendon Hooker, falling right behind Bryce Young. I'm tired of hearing about Will Levis and his banana peel eating self. This man is let's just X Will Levis out of the until Will Levis shows me something this year. I'm done with Will Levis. Like I saw Tennessee eat this dude up last year. And granted, we won based off of a missed face mask call. I get it. Who cares? We won. Feel me? So
absolutely.
Hendon Hooker is by far the second best quarterback in the SEC. And I'm not gonna say first best because Bryce Young is a Heisman Trophy winner, period. In my mind, in my spirit, I'm like Hendon Hooker is the best quarterback in the country. Hendon Hooker should be in the
No doubt.
Heisman race based off of what he did and where he can be this year. Um, it's not far off. And now we've talked about this too, man. We've talked about like, hey, what does it take for Hendon to get in the Heisman race? Tennessee's got to basically not lose a game. You know what I'm saying? Like you beat Alabama, you beat Georgia, and then you get that conversation. Or, I mean, you may start 4-0 in September and Hendon Hooker's in that Heisman talk. Could happen. But my expectation, man, when I leave Neyland Stadium on Thursday, the only thing I want to see is that we're just tough. I told you this today, man. I said the thing, and I think I heard this on Boogie Bentley's show, Talking Vols this morning, actually. he was talking about on his live show, just talking about. He showed an interview of Greg McElroy talking about Tennessee, and I agree with this. When I leave, I want to know that every team we play, we're going to hit them in the mouth. And not just like, oh yeah, we're bigger than them. But I'm saying those third and twos, third and threes,
Mm-hmm.
when they know we're running the football, we have to be able to run the football. We
Yeah.
can't just be, oh, it's third and three and we getting stopped at the line. Like we have to be physical and violent up front. I'm interested to see this offensive line. It's a veteran old line. You've got two newcomers in JJ Crawford and Mincy at left tackle. But man, like I sit here and I'm just like, ah, man, they're veterans, bro, with Darnell and Spraggs and
Yeah.
and Coop and Carvin in fifth year. Like these dudes should blow people off the ball. And then the last thing I'm really expecting, and what I really just want to see is, I want to see more explosive plays. I know last
Yeah.
year Joe Milton got the start, and Joe Milton had I've watched the Bowling Green and Pitt game now probably 3 or 4 times each. And if Joe Milton hit half of the balls he hit, I mean, we probably would have scored 60 in both of those games. The Pitt game specifically, I mean, there was 3 touchdowns. He missed Walker Merrill on a deep ball. Jalen Hyatt dropped the touchdown. You missed Cedric Tillman on a seam route. You missed Ramel Keaton on a deep ball. You missed Javante Payton on a deep ball down the sideline, wide open. So all of the things Joe might have not done that were not good. Joe is a very talented dude, and I tell this to Turner all the time. I've been telling him this really the last week. I'm like, I'm not saying this. Now, hear me say this. Hendon Hooker does not need to get hurt. But if he does, I feel
Huh.
good. I feel
Yeah.
good if he does.
Yeah.
So I just want to see more explosive plays, man. I think we got the dudes. I mean, Bru McCoy getting eligible. Oh, bro, when I heard that Friday afternoon, I was just
Yeah.
like it just felt like the team was like this now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I'm just expecting more explosive plays. I think the offense, I'm not even, and that's the weird thing is I'm not worried about the offense. I am worried about us being tougher, but I think defensively, man, like what are you looking forward to defensively specifically up front and in the secondary? We know what we're getting at linebacker. I'm excited Jawan Mitchell's back. I hope Jawan Mitchell can play 12 games because I think the dude is a stud. What
Mm-hmm.
was he? 6'2", 235?
6'1", 235.
Monster of a middle linebacker.
Yeah.
And so I know what we're gonna get there. But like up front and in the secondary, like I mean, what are you looking for?
And up front, I mean, don't think we should have any problems. You got BY, Tyler Barron. I mean,
Yeah,
and their backups. I mean, big thing about last year on defense is we didn't have depth.
yeah,
We got guys this year, and I think that speaks miles and miles, especially with the way our offense runs. We need those guys to come in and play a couple plays a series, give these starters a break.
man, I'm
And
excited to see James Pierce and Josh Josephs, bro.
absolutely,
I think them two freshmen, bro. I know they undersized defensive ends right now, but bro, I feel like they finna be
uh,
crazy, bro.
yeah. And you said it, linebacker. I think we know what you're going to get with backer with Banks. I
Yeah.
mean, and secondary. I mean, it's. I mean, it. We talked about earlier. It amazed me that Brandon Turnage wasn't on the depth chart today.
You know what? Let me hold on. Yeah, keep talking. But I'm gonna pull up the depth chart and share this, and like I want people to see this. But
Yeah.
yeah, keep going. Keep going.
No, like I was really surprised we didn't see Brandon Turnage on that depth chart. Like I thought he came in that South Carolina game when Theo was hurt, and he played really good. I thought.
Yeah.
I know he's been working at corner in the fall and the spring, but I mean, I don't know.
So
It's like I said with the defensive line, we got dudes though. Like
right,
you got a bunch of oars on there.
right. So let's let's look at the let's see. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this real quick. So offensively, we know what we're getting, man. Like I'm
Sure.
so excited to see this right here in Bru McCoy, man. I think that that is huge. Seeing Bru, like understanding that not only is Bru here, but man, like what he's going to be able to bring to the table, it's going to be amazing. I am very interested to see this cat this year. I'm very interested to see what these two dudes do, Merrill and Hyatt. I think
They've
sky's
both
the
got
limit.
tons of praise in fall camp.
Yeah.
They're saying Walker Merrill's a completely different player.
I mean, based off of this right here, I would say so.
I mean, Jalen Hyatt, I mean, the hype is there. And I mean, I think he should have
Excuse me.
have a standout season. No ifs, ands, buts about me. But I'm a little hesitant on Jalen Hyatt just because of last year. I know his attitude's changed 100%, and just listening to him and his interviews and stuff, like he's ready. Like he said, it's time. Like it ain't about me, and that's another big thing. Kind of off topic. It's not about this, but it's like we talk about in our podcast. Like we're a family. Like that.
Yeah.
I think Hypes did a good job. Like you listen to these players in these interviews, it's like Holiday come from quarterback, switching to receiver.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, like, are you doing? They ask him, how you doing? Good, like with your transition. He's like, yeah, I'm starting to get it, and all this stuff. And they're like, well, do you want to play somewhere else or something like that? And he's like, man, and this ain't just him. It's other people on the team. It's like I want to do whatever is best for my football team, whatever
Yeah.
helps this football team. And I think that goes a million miles, just
Yeah.
playing as a team, not
Yeah.
not I.
Yeah. And I think I think that is what, and I think not only that is what is making this team different, but I think it's also what is making me as a fan feel so much better when we say like, hey, 9-3 is possible. Like it is.
Yeah.
Because if you actually like the brother you lining up next to, bruh, you're gonna play a little bit harder.
Yes.
Like you're gonna play a
Absolutely.
little bit harder. Like, and it's just, I don't know, man. I have a high expectation, but we'll get to there. Um, I'd love to see. I can't wait to see Mincy and Crawford. I'm never locked into the offensive line, but I like what I see, man. 6'6", 337
It's a
and
big dude.
6'5", 315. Obviously, we see JJ Crawford may have a little bit more mobility, but they say Mincy is an athletic freak.
Yeah, absolutely.
He might
I
be
mean,
Tebow's freak of the week.
I
uh, but man,
mean,
I don't know. I mean, I, I think another thing, man, that I'm most excited about, looking at the roster, looking at the depth chart, man, offensively, and I want to get into the defense for sure because you brought up Brandon Turnage a little bit earlier. We got to talk a little bit about that. But I think that it's now or never for Princeton and Jacob Warren. Um,
it
and Jacob Warren, man, he is an NFL ready tight end. Princeton Fant, I think he's a little undersized at tight end. However, his hands are fantastic. His blocking is fantastic. Maybe he can play fullback in the league. I don't know, but I think those two dudes are red zone nightmares for everybody we play, especially Jacob Warren.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean,
but
I mean, we love tight ends,
facts,
especially in the red zone.
yeah,
I mean, they've talked about it. I think it was VolQuest talking about it, but this is just my personal opinion. I think it was a big deal last week. Our running backs, us losing Lynn J. Dixon.
yeah,
I mean, he wasn't going to do nothing anyway till halfway through the season. I mean, and just in my opinion, because he
sure,
came in so late with this
yeah,
offense.
yeah,
But I think we're stacked at
yeah.
running back. I mean, I get it. One of them gets hurt. I get it. But I think Princeton Fant's a guy. If you really need or in desperate need, I think you could line him up in the backfield.
I Third
I
and
mean,
one, third and two.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Even if
what we
it's not,
need.
yeah,
So let's talk defensively real quick before we hop into just season predictions, man. I know we talked Ball State, and it's labeled Ball State, the episode, but y'all, it's Ball State. But we want to talk defensively, Tennessee, like you said, BY, TB, Karat Garland, man. I'm excited to see the
yeah.
Garland brothers. Them dudes are different.
Hey, big talk about Bryson Easton at fall camp too.
Man,
Big praise.
6'3", 300? Huh?
I mean,
And they said he's fast.
yeah.
So I can't wait to see that. And I think right here, y'all, here's the biggest question mark. And we kind of dove into it just a little bit. This whole section here is the question mark for me. I think Willie Martinez is a fantastic defensive backs coach. He was here when Butch Jones was here. Over that tenure, he developed guys like Rashawn Golden, Todd Kelly Jr., who we may actually have on the show at some point. Coached guys like Emmanuel Mosley, who is now phenomenal with the San Francisco 49ers. You know, he's coached the dudes and he can coach them up. But with this crew specifically, I'm interested to see this year um, how they develop, and not just how they develop, but what have they improved in, because I think it's very important that there are more pass deflections and less tackles. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
I feel like last year, man, there's no reason why Jalen McCullough, Trey Flowers have more than 50 tackles. There's just no way that
No.
happens. And I need to see more pass deflections and interceptions than I do see tackles out of these DBs. And so, but the Brandon Turner situation, I'm very interested. You know, I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he just is a
Uh,
gamer. I think it's
I,
weird, bro. I think it's weird.
I mean, I think he's going to see the field this year. I mean,
I hope so.
but that's just my opinion. I think
Yeah,
he might be a gamer, like you said. I don't know. I just think he played really good in that. I mean, I know you can't base it off one game,
right,
but I mean, I thought when he was in last year, I thought he played great South Carolina game.
right. I did too. I thought that was. I mean, in the absence of Theo Jackson, we're both sitting there like, dude, there's no. How do we
Yeah.
replace Theo for a game? And then
Mm-hmm.
this cat Brendan Turnage comes in and absolutely goes bananas. You hear me? So, um, man, we're gonna start trying to wrap up this episode, Ball State episode number 1. Again, man, if you guys are new to the channel, hopefully a lot of people are new to the channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, man, so you never miss a video. Our goal is honestly 3 to 5 videos a week, and we'll cover all things from just how we feel about the game to the actual scouting report. And when I say scouting report, I mean like actually talking about the opponent. Hey, who are they? What can we expect? And how are we going to absolutely go out there and kill them? I can't wait to talk about Pittsburgh, by the way. I cannot wait to talk
I
about
can't
Pittsburgh.
either, dude.
My goodness. But I'm gonna show y'all this again, and we're gonna talk about what we think both of us schedule wise. What's a W and what's a L? So Turner, here's a schedule, bro. I'm gonna mark this up. I'm gonna make you're gonna be orange and my
Okay.
column's gonna be black. So we're gonna start with you. Ball State, I'm gonna assume that's a W for you. I'm
W.
assuming.
100% W.
Turn, okay. What about Pitt?
W. Can't wait to talk about the pit game.
That's all we can say about that. Akron, I'm dub. When the Florida Gators come into town, September 24th.
I think if it's in Gainesville, might be a little tough. But in
Okay.
I said Thompson Bowling Arena. It's saying TBA right there. And Neyland State in Neyland Stadium, I just think the atmosphere is electric. I think that's a dub.
This is the year.
This is the year.
All right. Bye week. LSU.
This is a toss-up game for me, and I'm trying to do this realistically and not as a Tennessee fan because because me personally, just go ahead and mark a W on all of them because that's what I think is gonna happen. But
Mm.
realistically, in Baton Rouge,
Y'all see that's moving a little bit, but you'll follow me. You'll follow me for a second.
yeah, yeah,
All right, so we've got 4 dubs at the top.
I'm gonna say L right here against LSU in Baton Rouge.
Alabama at home. Did we lose 2 straight there?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a good game. I really do. I think it's a good game, and I think we can win that game. No, no doubts about it. I think we can win that game. But
Yeah.
Saban said last year was a rebuild.
Rebuild. Like
I
what?
mean,
What is this cat talking about?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's fly through these last ones. So
Okay,
UT Martin,
the
Kentucky.
the
I love what my man Boogie Bentley says is we're Kentucky's daddy. Georgia.
upset dub
Wow. Okay. Missouri.
dub
South Carolina.
dub
Wow. And then Vanderbilt, obviously.
dub.
So you've got us 10-2. Wow, man.
I
Ah.
I think it can happen. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with 8-4. I really am.
Right.
Like I'm not
So
going to be disappointed if we're 8-4.
so I'm
There's
gonna do this. Yeah. I know. 8-4. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. 10-2, man. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna fly through mine. Ball State, W. Pittsburgh, W. I'm tired of the Pittsburgh hype. I'm tired of like Caden Slovis. Okay, yeah, he threw balls to Bru McCoy his freshman year at USC. If you go watch the tape, the dude holds on to the ball way too long, and you cannot replace a first round draft pick in Kenny Pickett, bro. You can replace him, but not. We're gonna see. Pitt, I believe, plays West Virginia game 1, right?
I get yeah.
I mean, is that okay? We're gonna know everything we need to know about Pittsburgh after week 1. Okay, moving on. Akron, dub. Florida, I think Neyland Stadium, just like you said, Neyland Stadium is so electric that day. I think based off of just time, I think it's a 7 o'clock kickoff. I think it's a night game, Neyland Stadium, Florida. I don't know if Anthony Richardson is ready for what he's about to get thrown at him. We might have mustard bottles. We might have golf balls. I mean, I don't know what we're going to have, but I feel sorry for Anthony Richardson that night. And I think that I think that the streak ends now
Mm-hmm.
and it's a restart. Like Tennessee takes over for the
Yep.
next foreseeable future. Cause I think it's just our time, man. LSU, I'm going to say W.
Okay.
And
Okay.
here's why. They got a transfer quarterback in Jaden Daniels from Arizona State. He's great at sometimes, and he's really bad at other times. And when he's really bad, like he's really bad. So if you've never watched Jaden Daniels, like look up some highlights and look even at his good things. He's skin and bones. I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". I mean, he might weigh 200 pounds. I don't know, man. I know Tiger Stadium, that's going to be crazy to be in. But for some reason, I just feel really good about Tennessee pulling that game out. Um, I say we lose to Alabama. I think it'll be a great game as well. Nervous about that game. I'm always nervous about that game. But I think we're going to play them very, very tough this year, especially based off of where it is. I mean, I think we've got a lot of big games under our belt at that point. And Alabama, and hear me say this lightly, it's just another game for us at that point in the season. You know what I'm saying? UT Martin, W. Kentucky, W. Georgia, I'm going to have to take a loss there only because, man, I don't know. I don't like Georgia at all. But man, they're good.
They are good.
Stetson Bennett is terrible, but you can't say he's terrible because
God,
he won a natty. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk. Okay, Missouri dub, South Carolina,
I'm over the Spencer Rattler hype.
South
I'm over it.
Carolina. I'm gonna mark this as a L.
Oh man,
Here's why.
I I knew
I
you were
think
going to.
I know. And the reason is because South Carolina every year, and last year's an anomaly, man. We got out to on them so quick, they couldn't come back. But
Mhm.
they always play us tough. And I
Yeah,
think with that being literally game 11 of the year in South Carolina, who from our roster is going to be healthy? We don't know. Who from their roster is going to be healthy? We don't know. But I just feel like where they placed this game this year was a trap game for us
yeah.
because there's no reason why we shouldn't end out beat Missouri, beat South Carolina, and beat Vanderbilt. Um, but for some reason, I don't feel good about that game. Uh, I know it's a Saturday. It's in South Carolina. I might be at your house watching this one because I just don't feel good about it. So, um, and then Vanderbilt's a dub. So, I mean, I think
Nine
with
and
that record, that's 9-3.
9-3.
Uh, that is an overachieving year in my opinion. Can
100%.
10-2 happen? Can 11-1 happen? Can 12-0 happen? Absolutely. But will it? It's up to Tennessee, man. So, um, I don't know. So I know
It
that
can
hurts
happen.
you. I know it
It can
hurts you,
happen.
but
Hey,
I
no,
think,
it can happen.
yeah, I think South Carolina is a trap game, bro.
I
So
know. I think it is too, but I don't know. I just Spencer Rattler. I just don't know. We won't know. I mean, Sp-
facts,
South Carolina could come out, and Spencer Rattler could come out changed and he ball out this year.
facts.
I mean, we don't know. He got beat out at Oklahoma. I mean, I mean, Oklahoma's a
Yeah,
great school, but I don't know. Transfer portals completely changed the game of football. I mean, you watch these teams that played week 0. I mean, you got quarterbacks out there, the transfer portal, they're out there killing the game. I'm like, man,
yeah,
who are these dudes?
yeah.
We'll see.
And
I
we
don't know.
will see. And we will see Thursday night, 7 o'clock, September 1st, the Big Orange step out at the Mecca of college football, Neyland Stadium, as the T opens and the drum major leads the volunteers. It's gonna be go time, bro. So get your popcorn ready. Final predictions, man, before this one ends. What's the final score? I mean, you got a final score for Thursday night?
62-10.
62-10. I'm going to go a little bit more conservative because I just tend to be that way with first games. But man, it's a different type of aura. It's still a beat down. But I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go I'm going to go 55 50, I'm going to go 55-17.
Okay. I can
We
see it going.
cover. We cover. Uh
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think it's 55-17 Tennessee. I just see when the twos get in there, them getting a lot of work. We get to see like Jordan Thomas at safety. We get to see
Yeah.
Andre Turrentine. We're gonna see these guys play a little bit, and they're gonna be a little nervous, little freshmen. Um,
Squirrel White. Is it Squirrel
yeah,
White?
squirrel. We're gonna see some things. So I'm gonna say 55-17 Tennessee. But at the end of the day, it's a W. It's Ball State. Tennessee should handle business. So, man, follow us, y'all. Subscribe if you love this, man. Episode. I guess you could call this technically episode 2. Ball State preview, man. It's fun, man. This is awesome. So
It's here. I
it's
mean,
here,
I'm ready.
man. It's
I'm
football
ready.
time in Tennessee. I can't wait. It's time to go with it. Um, I don't know. I
I
can't
don't
wait,
know.
bro.
I'm
Hey,
ready.
we'll talk about it after the game. I mean, we'll have an episode post game, like a
Yeah.
day later. We'll call it the day later episode. Give us
The
enough
day.
time to sink in and say what we love and what we like. So, yeah,
I'm
man.
excited.
Follow us on Instagram. My name on Instagram is AJ Rucker _ Austin. What's yours?
I don't even know, bro. Hold on one
I
second.
think it's like AK Turner 14 or something like that.
Yeah, AK Turner 14.
Yeah, man. Follow us on Instagram. Shoot us DMs, man, if you love the content. if you love what we're doing. Also, hit us up and let us know how we can improve. I'm telling y'all, we're going to have some dope guests on the show. And I'm letting y'all know it's just getting started, man. So it's the Straight Up Tennessee family, and we out.